I don't know, the color draws you in, it gives you something to do, makes you feel groovy, and you can always get better at it. There's always something else to learn. Well, I visited a couple art festivals and music festivals such as Bonnaroo, and I noticed people were using them to kind of like groove to the music and dance, and so I asked them if I could like borrow them, and I started like practicing with them, and I really enjoyed hula hooping. So I figured out that they handmade them and that I could also do that. You need basic essentials as irrigation tape, the connectors, which is kind of in the same area. Most people use them for sprinkler systems. So they're like gray connectors, and you get the ends hot. You can either use a hairdryer or boiling water, and you get it enough so it's like plausible, and then you put the connectors together, and then once it cools, it contracts and like just sticks it together. So you don't need extra tape or glue or anything. I'm not an excellent hula hooper, and like when I first got into it from Bonnaroo, I wanted to be like one of those pros that has like tons of hoops on at a time. But instead of like getting better at hula hooping, I ended up making hula hoops. So that's kind of how that went. I don't really make much money on it. I make it just for people to enjoy and kind of just enough to buy more tape and supplies. My technique is like if you're standing in one spot and you jump forward, one foot ends up going out a little bit farther than the other, kind of like skateboarding or snowboarding. You kind of figure out what foot's most dominant, and you keep that foot just a little bit out, and then you just try to move your hips and you start with your hip or your hoop on the back of your lower back, and then you just give it a good swing.